So hey, it's one of my favorite days, probably yours too. New chain on the bike. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on my Roubaix, and if you've never changed your chain before, I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's real easy. The first time you do it, you probably screw it up. I screwed it up many times before I got it right, but I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this. And your bike, when you have a new chain, is just gonna purr like a kitten. It's awesome. Favorite day, other than new bar tape. So here's the equipment that you need. Obviously you want to get the correct chain, and I'll show you how to do that. You need a park tool measuring device to know when you need a chain. I'll show you how to use that. And then you need a chain breaker, and I'll show you how to use that. So firstly, how do you know which chain to use? Well, the thing is that chains are based upon the number of gears in the back. So I have a 10-speed, so this says 10S. And then this is the same brand as all the gears and the components of my bike. So I use Shimano, I have Ultegra, so I bought an Ultegra 10-speed chain. So if you have a 9-speed, an old bike, and it's 9-speed, you need a 9-speed chain. If you have an 11-speed, you don't want to buy the 10-speed because the 10-speed will be too wide, it won't fit. And so you want to get the appropriate one. Now some people say that you can buy an 11-speed chain and use it on a 10-speed rear cog. I don't understand why you would spend the extra money to do that. If you save a couple grams, that's really, to me, it's only for the weight difference. The components are made to work together. So if you have 10 gears in the back, you want a 10-speed chain, which is what we have. How this tool works, and I'm going to show you how I use it, is there's a point where it says 0.75, and if this fits into the chain, then it's worn out. If it fits into the chain on the opposite side of the 1, then very likely the chain is way worn out and you've waited too long, and chances are you're going to need to replace other components like the rear cogs, the rear gears of the bike. So I always try to change my chain early. I keep track of the miles on Strava. So generally I start looking at my chain at about 3,000 miles, and I'm going to show you a little trick to know right before it becomes 0.75. So here's my little trick. I'm going to use the side that says 0.75, and how it's supposed to work is you're supposed to put it inside the chain, and then it's not supposed to fit in there. Now you can see that mine does not fit. I put my foot on the pedal, and then I place it into the chain. The actual thing slides in there just a little bit, which means it's getting to the point where there's a little bit of wear. So I feel as though if it's getting a little bit in there, or if it's starting to go in when there's pressure on the pedal, then it's getting close to the time where I'm going to change the chain. And I like to change the chain before it shows wear because it'll make the rear cogs last a little bit longer, which the rear gears are more expensive than buying a new chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use gloves because I'm a chiropractor, and nobody likes a chiropractor with grease on their hands, of course. So what I'm going to do is first break the chain. What you do, it's very simple. You use the little pin in there, and I'm going to pick a spot down below. And also it's easier, by the way, if you put it on the easiest chain rings, and that way the chain is a little bit loose. And what you do is you just pry that pin out of the chain. Now once you take the chain out, now is a perfect opportunity to clean everything really good, because sometimes you can get into the little nook and crannies when the chain is off a little easier, so that's what I'm going to do. So just so you know, there's a direction to the chain, and it's got a little symbol right here, and it shows you, if you can see the markings, then the actual chain is in the correct direction. If you put it on backwards, there's little divots inside the chain that help it shift better. And if you put it in backwards, those metal pieces won't be in the right orientation and won't shift as softly and as good. So make sure and read the label there. So the actual length of the chain will probably always be longer than what you need on the bike. And the reason for that is because if I had an extra 2 or 3 links on, if I had an extra 2 or 3 teeth on the big chain ring, and then let's say I had a humongous chain ring in the back, I would require a longer chain. Now I personally have a 50 in the front. I have a compact chain ring in the front, and then in the back it only goes up to, I think, a 28, I believe. So I'm going to have to cut this chain and make it shorter than it really is, and I'll show you how to do that. Now because I know I did it right last time, I'm going to just do it the quick way. There's another way to know how long the chain is if you're not, if you don't have a chain. And what you would do is you would simply take the chain and measure from the large chain ring to the large rear gear, and without the derailleurs, and measure it that way. But since I did it right every time I do it, I'm just going to do it this way. It's easier. And what you want to do is you want to match up each chain link to its sister. And so I have it a little backwards here, so I'm going to do it this way. And what happens is I have a little poker here, and I'm going to put it through the same chain so you can see. So now I'm going to have a link for link, and I'm going to see where I need to cut the chain on the new chain. So you just match it up, just like so. So now I don't know if you can see it, but, and this isn't super scientific, but you can see that overall this is the old chain and this one on this side over here is the new one. And actually the old one is a bit longer by about 1/16, 2/16 of an inch. So that again shows you that the accuracy of the Park Tool instrument, sometimes I like to put pressure on the pedals, and that's how I can change the chain quicker when it's actually needed before it shows that 0.75. So we're going to cut it right there. Then you're going to get the little pin that comes with it. And this always looks like a bullet to me, right there. And you're going to push that through and try to get this one in the very, very center. So now it's set. Now it is a little stiff compared to what I like, so, and I know it's flush there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the other part off using this tool. There you go, and it just comes off. And now though, because that chain link is a little stiff, I'm going to push the other side back in just a wee bit, just to make it so it'll be a little looser. See, and that's real loose right there. So that chain, that link of the chain really feels no different than any other link, and that's how you know you've got it right. So if you like my cycling videos, go onto my YouTube channel. There's a playlist with only cycling. If you have any questions regarding chiropractic information, there's other videos just for that. So get out there and ride, have a great time, and I can't wait to get out there and ride my new chain.